Hi friends, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan, and today I'm going to show you how I like to modify my snap-in accessories from Erin Condren. The way I use my snap-in mini bookmarks is not exactly like what it seems. This is how the snap-in bookmarks look if you use them as they come, but this is how they look the way I use them. I actually modify them by trimming off the coiled edge and attaching one of these coil clip connectors. And these coil clip connectors come in different sizes. I have 3 sizes, and I believe that's all that they come in. So there's small, medium, and large. And the reason I do this is because they snap in so easily this way. They snap in so easily this way. Whereas if you take one that is like this, you can snap it in, definitely, but it takes some doing. And this is fine, but this is better, okay? This is better. You can just snap it in and out. This, I would be inclined to leave it this way if I were not going to be removing and putting it back in repeatedly and often. This way, I can take them in and out, and it is just a piece of cake. Also, you will notice that when you put them in the way they come, they stick out above about this much, and that's great. You can change that though with your coil clip connectors to make them stick out even taller if you want to. For my A5 agenda, I have modified my bookmark this way. I just placed it where I wanted it to be so that it would stand out above the pages, and punched 3 holes with my Recollections 6-ring punch, which is pretty heavy duty. So this is also something that you can do if you want to use these, but not in a coil planner. But right now, what I'm going to do is adapt these for my A5 planners that do have coils. First thing you have to do is trim off the coil. Now, a paper cutter that you can make a nice straight line with might be what you want to use, but just because I don't think this is super hard, I'm going to use scissors and just carefully cut a straight line. That's pretty straight. Now you can leave this sharp edge if you want to, but I always like to curve mine, so it's not super easy to do that. I think you can get a tool to do that, but I just round it slowly with scissors. Like that. The next thing you're going to do is get one of your mini, yes, this is a 2-inch size. So I only have 2 of these right now. I will show you some wonky ones that I have that are really old school. These are the former kind, like from years ago. Look how weird those are. Look how much they've changed. I don't think I'm going to use this just because I don't like this part and I don't like the big holes. Instead, I'm going to cut one of these down. But for now, let's use the one that I already have. And all you do is, these are called coil clip connectors. They're made by Erin Condren and 3M. They have a really great adhesive. And what I like to do is center mine. But you can do it up here if you want to, if you don't want yours to poke out as much. And it doesn't even have to poke out as much as mine does, even if you place it in the center, because you can place it on your coil anywhere. But I just eyeball it, place it so that the sticky part lines up with the edge of the lamination, and then just push it on. And that's it. So now, it'll just pop in. If you want it to stick in less, stick out less above the top, just slide it down to the next ring. So 1 down. If you don't trust yourself to be able to cut in a straight line, you could use your ruler and then just use a wet erase marker to make a straight edge. You can also trace the little rounded corners to get a better rounded corner than what I did when I just eyeballed it. So now I have a guide that I can go by. So I want to keep the most perfect edge out. This is the edge that I cut, so that will be the edge where I attach this. There's two. This is a 4-inch coil clip connector, so I'm just using my ruler to help me find the center, which will be right here. I've never cut one of these in half, so let's see how this goes. Be very careful when you get here because there's not much room for an error. There. And then I think I would just prefer to round this, even though this area will be on the back of the bookmark and you won't really see it. I have hesitated for so many years to cut this one because it's my favorite and it's an older one that you can't get now, but I don't use it the way it is, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it. For this one, I did use my kind of heavy-duty office paper cutter because I just didn't want to risk messing this one up. This is the side that I cut, so just want to make sure that I put that side toward the coil. There we go. And now I will use it. This Pretty Layers one is one that you can still get. It's so nice. There we go. So now I will use these. Let's look at some other snap-in accessories that you can do this same thing with. This is my monthly Erin Condren that I'm thinking I will be using as a modified notebook where I can keep lesson notes for my piano lessons when school starts. And these snap-in stylized sticky notes are already perfect and easy to pop in and out. But this guy, if I want to move it around a lot, I will want a different setup. One thing that you can do is punch these. I know I do use them in my binder, punched with the 8-hole configuration that is unique to Erin Condren. And for that, I just line up my holes where I want them and draw a little dot in here and then use my hole punch. But this is going to go into a coil planner. And so instead of doing that, I'm going to carefully trim off that and that, and then round my corners. Now they're all rounded. Now, because I've taken the coil off, I can decide if I want this to be the front or this to be the front. Let me think for a moment. I want the to-do list on the front. So I'm using the 6-inch coil clip connector, and this is also, you can see the Erin Condren logo. So you can get this on the Erin Condren site. It's a 3M adhesive. It's a really nice, high quality product. There you go. So I lose this much real estate on the back. But to me, it's worth it to be able to have such an easy time moving it around. So easy. So easy to take in and out. You just kind of get it started and then it's done. And you can write on these with a wet erase marker or with a Sharpie, and it will come off with a Sharpie as long as you use an alcohol wipe. If you want to use one of these in an A5 6-ring agenda, then you can line up the holes where they go and just punch them. And there you go. So I've done something a little bit different here. I took my snap-in ruler and just punched all 6 of the holes and then made little slits here so that I would not have to open the rings. I can just pop it in. In your binder planner, you can use these. I don't recommend using the mini snap-in bookmarks because you can only punch 2 holes for those, and it tends to make the bookmark waddle around too much. So I really recommend it just for the bigger ones, like the large checklist dashboards, and I've just punched holes. So the way you would do that is either just hold it next to where the rings are and make the marks where you want them, or like I said earlier, just line up your hole punch or a piece of paper from the planner actually, and then just draw your lines through these holes and punch them carefully with a pretty heavy-duty hole punch. So now you can see these poking out, and I can go straight to that page. Don't really need 2 right in the same spot, right? So let's just use the kaleidoscope one. And that's it. So I hope this was helpful, and maybe you found some ideas, and maybe you have thought of some new ideas that I didn't mention because of seeing how I had modified my snap-in accessory. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.